The month of January 2023 has been pretty good for movies. But here comes fear, to prove that we can't have nice things. Hey everybody, my name's Justin here. I try to watch everything that hits theaters and on streaming services. If you guys are like me, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below and click that bell notification for more up and coming content. A weekend vacation turns sinister when a group of friends must confront their worst fears one by one. So I saw this in a theater last night and no one was there. I was the only person there, and honestly it was a bit creepy of watching these characters confront their own fears in a theater alone. The movie itself is absolutely horrible, so that shows why no one came to see the movie. January's been pretty good, from Missing to Megan, and I haven't seen Plane, but I heard some pretty decent things about that film. It seemed like January was shaping up to be a pretty decent month, but fear at the end is proving that January at times can be pretty bad. I don't know who in the right mind decided to have a group of friends go to a lodge and a sinister force is there and they all have to confront their fears. Seems like a pretty decent plot, to be honest. But having 8 people are in this film, and each one of them has to confront their own fears. An hour and 38 minutes is dedicated to 8 people confronting their fears. In the beginning of the film, we have the setup of these 2 characters that are going to the lodge. They're in a relationship and he is trying to propose to her, but he just can't find the right time, and all of their friends are joining them in a lodge. And I believe that this is like in the midst of COVID. They don't come out and say COVID, but people are wearing masks and afraid of the sickness going around. They don't come out and say it, but I'm pretty sure that's what they were talking about. But they're in this lodge. They start to confront their fears. But before everything starts to happen, they all sit around a fire pit. They all share their fears, and from there on, they have to confront them. Honestly, about 5 minutes after everybody shared their fears, I forgot what they were. Because after that, they start to dive into this sinister force there and what is happening and why people's fears are being confronted. But that's a large majority before we actually get to that first person confronting the fear, because we have to explore the lodge and the creepy feel for it and all of the characters and their fears. It's a long time before we actually get to the thrills of the movie. Fears are from drowning and not being in control or not being trusted, to the sickness, to blood. Some common fears that, a lot of people do have. When the characters start to confront their fears, I'm not joking. Like, there was a minute dedicated to one character and then they killed that person off. And then a minute dedicated to the next character. They kill that person off. It's like they wanted to just put them all right next to each other and then have that be a part of the film without actually exploring like the plot. They just wanted to have the fears and then being killed. Here's the next person's fear. They're being killed. It's just really quick. You can feel that they were trying to rush that at the end of the film. And when the characters are confronting their fear by this sinister force, it's very lackluster. You could tell that they wanted it to be bloody, but it just did not work within here, and it is not scary at all. I think the scariest part is just being alone in the theater. The film itself is not scary. It tries to have some jump scares that really amount to nothing. It's just pointless. And there's so many plot points that are just scattered throughout the film that you really do not understand what is happening. This one character has a different motive about being at the lodge, and we learn of these witches and the fears and the sinister forest there. It's so scattered throughout the film that you just do not feel that development or really care for these plot points, because there's so far in between, because you have to have these 8 characters and their fears as well, that everything just feels underdeveloped. The acting in here is bad as well. If you have Andrew Bachelor in the film, also known as King Bach from Vine and all Facebook videos and TikTok, you have him in a horror film, I'm not going to take it seriously. Not that he's a bad actor or anything, it's just that he comes from a past of comedy and ridiculous skits and all of that, and it just does not work for him. T.I. is also in here, and his character just really feels out of place. I like T.I. as a rapper. I enjoy his music, but I don't think he's the best actor ever. You just don't get the right reaction out of these characters when they are drowning, or they see blood, or they see something lurking in the background. Their reaction just does not seem realistic. So a lot of it, you feel like they want to have these thrills, but they also have to rely on the characters to express these emotions and feelings to seeing these things, and they just do not do that. Fear is one of the worst stories I have seen in a long time. Its execution is very poor. With having 8 characters in here, it feels stuffed. Like they have to have every single character have a few moments to have their fears presented. And by doing that, you're really taking away from development of these characters and the story as well. I ultimately forgot about most of them. I cannot list all 8 of the fears. I could probably do most of them, but that's just how forgettable the fears and the kills and the characters are. This was a bad experience. It's not like a film that you're laughing at. This is so bad, I just have to laugh at everything. It's lackluster. You're just watching it and you're just hoping that it could be over. I remember watching it last night and just wishing that it could be over once they start to get into the kills and the fears being introduced. I just wanted to be done. I wanted to go home. I was done with watching the film. So before I give you my score for Fear, make sure to check out my channel. Here I do movie reviews, trailer actions, ranking videos, tier lists, all that fun movie related content that you see on YouTube. I do it all here, so hit that subscribe button to get it all in one spot. And if you'd like to see where Fear ranks amongst all the other 2023 releases I've seen this year, follow me on Letterboxd, and there you can find my ranking. I'm going to go ahead and give Fear a D+. Thank you guys for watching my review for Fear in theaters. Have you guys seen it by chance? What do you think about it? Let me know in the comment section down below. And stay tuned for more up and coming content like this. My name is Just Watches Movies, and you guys stay classy, YouTube.